It's France against Croatia in the 2018 FIFA World Cup final. So who are the players that can make the difference for you in the final round of fantasy competition? Let's take one final look for Euro Fantasy League. Hello, I am your host Nicholas Carroll, and joining me for our very last World Cup edition is Chloe Beresford. Firstly, commiserations Chloe on England bowing out so close to the final, but still what's been a truly incredible tournament looks set to continue into the final.
It does. The final looks set to be the climax of what has been a truly entertaining tournament. I am of course disappointed about England, but what I'm really proud of is the fact that these players and Gareth Southgate have united a country that wasn't particularly enthusiastic about the national team before the World Cup began. They've played positively with a smile on their faces, and it's just been so great to see for England fans and hopefully for the larger audience out there too.
Well, there's only two teams left to pick from, so we won't do a full 11 today, but we've each picked a key defender, midfielder and forward who we think could potentially make the difference for your fantasy team. So Chloe, we'll get straight into it with the defender. Who have you chosen here?
I've gone for Raphael Varane of France at the back. He's been an ever-present for France in the World Cup. He's playing with a maturity that's way beyond his 25 years, and I think his experience for Real Madrid will stand him in good stead in the final. Obviously he's been used to that with them. He has contributed with a goal, and he's been incredibly solid. There was a particular tackle against Belgium that was perfectly timed and indicative of just what a quality player he is. And I do think, even though Croatia are very strong, he will be a rock in the heart of France's defence.
He was in our semi-final team, but I think Lucas Hernandez has to be my defensive pick as one of the surprise heroes for France in coming this far. Defensively, he's played a crucial role and has made more tackles than any of his teammates throughout this tournament. France will make it incredibly hard for Croatia to score, remembering they only conceded one goal in the group stages, which was through a penalty, and then went on to keep both Uruguay and Belgium scoreless in the knockout rounds. Though like his wide defensive partner, Hernandez does get forward effectively and will provide crucial support to his midfield and forwards in constructing attacking play, with points for an assist certainly a realistic possibility to go with a potential clean sheet. Onto the midfield, who do you think can provide that crucial edge in the final, Chloe?
Paul Pogba's received a lot of criticism for his performances at club level for Manchester United, but actually in this World Cup it's not been the same at all. He's been wonderful in the middle of the park for France, and we've not yet seen an outlandish haircut from him, and I think that's indicative of his role that he's been happy to play for coach Didier Deschamps. He's tackled, he's won the ball back, he's put in a real series of hard graft, hard working performances, and we've also seen a lot of really good long balls forward to the attacking front two of Olivier Giroud and Kylian Mbappe. So he deserves a real lot of praise, and maybe he'll have a starring role in the final too.
For me, it's someone that has been in our team throughout the knockout rounds, but he simply has to be my pick, Mr. Luka Modric. Logically, he should probably be too exhausted at this stage, given the amount of minutes and work that he has completed. Though despite showing some small lapses against England, he kept on fighting and left absolutely everything on the pitch. The guy is all class, and I think he can find that little bit extra with Croatia in their first World Cup final and be crucial for them once again. He'll be central to creating their attack and of course remains the number one option for any penalties taken. And lastly, the strikers. Who's your likely candidate to find the back of the net and potentially become a World Cup hero?
For the striker, I've picked Mario Mandzukic of Croatia. As we know, he's not really an out-and-out number 9. The way he plays for Juventus is an all-round team role. He's often seen, defending corners and battling in that way. But then against England, he came up with the crucial goal that sent Croatia through to the final, and he can do so again. He's often in the right place at the right time, and he knows how to finish. So whilst he may not be the archetypal centre forward, he's definitely going to be key if Croatia want to win this World Cup.
Funnily enough, I've also picked a Croatian forward, which might be surprising given the options that France provides. But Ivan Perisic has been one of the tournament leaders in terms of opportunities on goal and comes into the match with form, having played a crucial role in their semi-final win over England. In fact, both he and Antoine Griezmann have produced 20 shots throughout the tournament, and while Griezmann has scored one more goal, it's worth noting 2 of these were penalties, while the Nerazzurri player, like Mandzukic, is a substantially cheaper option. Perisic could have easily bagged another against England, and it's quite likely he'll find himself in some of Croatia's best chances in the final. Well, Chloe, that does it for us, but before you go, who's your tip to lift the cup in Moscow?
I'm going to have to go with France. I think they've got more talent throughout the side, and I think they're going to be simply too much for Croatia. Having said that, I did initially tip Brazil to win, so, you know, anything can happen, and Croatia have proved that they've got the tenacity, determination to cause an upset once again, so we'll see.
For me, as much as I'd love a Croatia victory, the head does say France. They've just been too much of a professional outfit, and you simply can't discount the fact that Croatia has played 90 more minutes of football than their opponents throughout this tournament. Well, there you have it, Chloe. One last thank you for coming on this journey and providing your expert knowledge. It's been a pleasure having you on board.
Thanks for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure working alongside Euro Fantasy League for these series of World Cup videos, and I hope people at home enjoyed watching them too. Thanks again.
Of course, with the domestic seasons fast approaching, there's still plenty more competitions to get involved in, so make sure you head over to eurofantasyleague.com and register for the upcoming fantasy season. Until next time, it's goodbye from me.